Hey book baddies, let's get into my review of Chaotic by Shantel Tessier. Okay, so this has been such a highly anticipated book, and seeing the fact that this book is 90 chapters with 2 epilogues, that is a whole lot of book, okay? Shantel said, I know you guys have been waiting, so I'm going to feed you. And feed us she did. She gave us a whole feast to enjoy, okay? It was so good. And I'm so happy that this book was Cashton's book and that his lady is Cathedral Girl, aka Everett Sinclair. Cash is my baby, okay? Oh my God, I adore him. I really do. And this book really furthered the fact that I already liked him. I just didn't know why I liked him, but he just gave energy that is really a twin flame of sin. And this book really shed light on how much of a sweet little baby he is. My little Cash daddy. I love him. Cashton is definitely my top and favorite Spade brother. In this book, we're introduced to Eve, and I feel like Eve is such a gritty and feisty individual. I really love that she really gives Cashton a fight and like pushes him, tries to push him away, but Cashton is too clingy for all that, and he knows what he wants, and he's like, listen, you're not going anywhere. I don't care. And I really loved how they portrayed not only his abandonment issues in his past, but his abandonment issues from his present, essentially with his brothers. And I feel like Cash and Eve really complemented each other really well. The trauma Eve endured is so ridiculously sad. It is so sad. It is so heartbreaking. I thought Ellie was horrible and Ellie's was bad. But Eve, this is ridiculous. I feel like most of the book was Shantel just trying to drive home how much and how horrible Eve's existence really was in her past. Now let's get into the smut of it all. Shantel never disappoints when it comes to a good smutty scene, and this book is riddled with it, okay? Riddled with it. It is so good. It is so kinky, so sexy and spicy. I loved it, and I really enjoyed the way that she used kink as a form of therapy in a sense, and how it really shed a light on how our traumas can be the driving force for a lot of our kinks, and how doing and enacting those kinks in a safe way with a partner who truly loves and cares for you is really safe, and it's okay. It's okay to work through your trauma through your sex life. Now, here's a couple points I didn't care for too much in this book. One of them is what I call the wrap up, and that is when Cashton goes to Bill at the end to figure out what all Bill really knew throughout this whole ordeal that they went through. And Bill just lays it all out there and is like, I knew this and I knew that and I did this and I did that. I couldn't stand that because I feel like it was really, honestly, it felt a little lazy in the writing, and it felt like it was Shantel trying to be like, okay, I've written this whole big ass book. Now let me just do this one scene to try to fill in some plot holes that I left out. I feel like there could have been a more creative way to put in the fact that Bill knew what he knew instead of it leaving it to the very end and it being like one big long drawn out conversation of I knew. That it just, I didn't care for that too much. Also, something I didn't care for was the epilogue 2. And the epilogue 2s in these books are like a real big treat for me at the end of all the chaos and turmoil that we go through with reading these books. The epilogue 2s are the cherry on top and the dessert. And usually it's really like you get some crumbs on how the kids are connected and how the families are doing. And in this epilogue too, it just felt a little lackluster. and Cash and Eve felt a little far removed and disconnected from the rest of the lords and spades. I don't know. I just felt like the writing, it just felt a little lackluster to me. Overall, my rating for this book is definitely a 4.5 stars, and it gets a super big ghost pepper, okay? This book is dark, kinky, and spicy beyond belief. So if you're into all of that, you'll definitely enjoy it. But it's definitely high in terms of rating. The writing is amazing. Shantel doesn't disappoint. And I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed Chaotic. Let me know how you felt about it in the comments. But let's dive into the Lord's legacies that are in the epilogue twos. So in book one, The Ritual, we find out that Riot and Blakely end up having twin sons. Their names are Royal and Rain, and they have a daughter who is a year younger, and her name is Ryan. In book two, The Sinner, we find out that Ellie and Sin end up having a son and a daughter, and we know that her son is really Ellie's little brother, that they are raising as a twin with their biological daughter. Their daughter's name is Anna Leigh, and their son's name is Brexton. In book three, The Sacrifice, we find out that Tyson and Lakin have a son and a daughter. Their son's name is Halston, and their daughter's name is Heartlyn. In Carnage, we're introduced to the Spade brothers, and we find out that Saint and Ashton have twin daughters together, and their names are Tinsley and Berkeley. Then we move on to Madness, and in Madness, we find out that Hayden and Charlotte end up having triplet boys. Their names are Adler, Sawyer, and Keller. And last but not least, in Chaotic, we find out that Cashton and Everett have a son and a daughter, and their names are Caden and Kennedy. So let's talk about the Lord's legacy children and how they're all connected to each other. So in book one's epilogue 2, we find out that Royal ends up sneaking 2 girls out of his bedroom, and Rain has 1. And moving on and connecting the dots from all the other epilogues, we can conclude that the 2 girls inside of Royal's bedroom were Sin and Ellie's daughter, Anna Leigh, and Tyson's daughter, Heartlyn. And I also believe, and this is like really trying to put the pieces together, that the one girl that was in Rain's room is actually Sin and Ashton's daughter, Berkeley. We also find out in Ellie and Sin's epilogue 2 that their son Brexton seems to have a bit of a crush on Riot and Blakely's daughter, Ryan. Based on the epilogue 2 in Chaotic, we find out that Tyson and Lakin's son, Halston, has been texting Kennedy, their daughter, Cash's daughter, so we see that they're connected in some way as well. Based on the epilogue 2 from Carnage and Madness, we can see that clearly there's something going on, kind of like a bully romance between Tinsley, Sin and Ashton's daughter, and Adler, Hayden and Charlotte's son. And then based on all the epilogue 2s, we conclude that pretty much all the boys are going to be lords and or wants to be a lord, except for Royal, Riot, and Blakely's son. He's stated and been very clear about the fact that he does not want to be a lord. And then also all the girls seem to be going to Barrington University, except for Blake and Riot's daughter, Ryan. She wants to go to Stanford. I feel bad for the girls because we know what happens to legacy daughters who decide to go to Barrington University, but they're following in their parents' footsteps, and we definitely find out that all 3 of Charlotte and Hayden's boys are definitely going to be Spade brothers. So here's my ranking from least favorite to my absolute favorite MMC of the Lord series by Shantel Tessier. So, just a quick disclaimer for honorary mention as the most trash lord, it would have to be Adam. He is the worst Spade brother, the worst lord. I can't stand him. And I know a lot of girls think that he is Mr. Save Her, Mr. Superhero. And I admit he's doing good work, but I don't like the way that he's doing it. So, right now, until he gets a book, he is honorary mention the worst on my list. But now let's get down to the actual list that we have. Coming in at number 6, we have Saint. Saint is trash. Then at number 5, we have Hayden. Now, I love Hayden, and of course, he is like a giant teddy bear, but Hayden don't mind his own business, and he sticks his nose in places that just gets him in trouble. Then number 4, we have Tyson, and there's no notes for Tyson. He is just giving zaddy vibes, and I love that about him. You can always count on Tyson. And here's my top 3. Number 3, we have Sin. Sin is just an amazing friend, and he loves his lady down. And he loves unconditionally, and I love that about him. Coming in at number 2, it's Riot. Riot used to be number 1 on my list, but since Chaotic has come out, he has moved to number 2. Ryan knows how to get shit done, okay? And I like a man that knows how to get what needs to be done, done. And number 1, thanks to Chaotic, we have Cashton. Cashton is my little clingy king, okay? I love a man that's just obsessed. And the abandonment issues, I have no problem with because you could be stuck on me like glue all day, okay? Let me know who your favorite is in the comments. It's time for us to rate the Lord's Ladies of the Lord series by Shantel Tessier. So, coming in at number 6, we have Ashton. Trash person. Do I need to say more? Like, garbage individual. Coming in at number 5, I chose Lake. She is such a sweetheart, and I think she's just adorable. Coming in at number 4, we have Ellie. I feel like Ellie is just such a strong lady. She's been through a lot, as we know, and she really loves Easton, and I think that she's just so strong. Coming in at number 3, we have Blake. Blake is giving boss energy, okay? She like knows what she wants and she goes after it. And I think that's a testament to her relationship with Riot and how much she's grown and is able to really like feel comfortable in her own skin. Now, this was really hard for me between number 2 and number 1. I was going back and forth, but I would have to say that number 2 is Eve. Everett is my number 2 pick from Chaotic, and I just feel like she's so feisty. She's such a feisty lady. I love that kind of energy she gives. She is not afraid to, push her shoulders back and stand on her own 2 feet. And my number 1 pick for the number 1 lady in the Lord series would have to be Charlotte. I feel like Charlotte is just really so about her man, okay? I adore that. I adore a woman that's just all about her man. Let me know who your favorite lady is in the comments.